There are several benefits to implementing a school-wide physical activity program, some of which we will share with you now. Physical activity helps students build and maintain healthy bones and muscles. Programs and activities allow students to practice their fundamental motor skills like running, chasing, dodging, skipping, jumping, hopping, kicking, catching, and throwing. Physical activity can also help reduce the risk of developing obesity and chronic diseases such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and colon cancer. Social benefits include reducing feelings of depression and anxiety and promoting psychological well-being. Recess allows children to practice valuable life skills like cooperation, taking turns, following rules, sharing, communication and negotiation, problem solving, and conflict resolution, which are all important in developing 21st century skills. Physical activity can also contribute to improved academic performance, increasing academic achievement and grades, academic behaviors like time on task, and factors that influence academic achievement, such as concentration and attentiveness in the classroom. It has been found that Asian countries such as Japan and Taiwan have longer school days yet more productive learning. Researchers have theorized that the productivity level is related to the idea that these schools space their content with regular movement breaks. Scientifically speaking, short movement breaks can stimulate the release of adrenaline and dopamine, increasing energy levels as well as improving storage and retrieval of information. Using activities such as role play in the classroom and at recess encourages students to see the world from multiple perspectives, allowing them to be creative and use their imaginations. When we add recess to reading, writing, and arithmetic, our students are more likely to be successful in all 4 of the R's. Along with recess, brain breaks have been proven to increase long-term memory, focusing, and alertness. Others have achieved great success through the implementation of physical activity programs, and we have a plan for us to be able to achieve the same academic, social, and physical health benefits for our students.
It is very important that classroom teachers add movement into their classroom every day because students are not getting enough time to move during the day. Classroom teachers can do this very easily in their classroom every day. One way that teachers can do this is by starting the day with an activity. They could stand up and do 10 jumping jacks to get their blood pumping. Another way they could implement movement is by putting a walk into their lesson plan. Teachers could also teach the students a game like freeze tag to play at recess. A very good way to have the movement in the day is by having a transition between lessons where they move around. An example of a transition is having the students hop on one foot to the next station, or you could do a quick game of freeze dance. One important thing to remember is making sure that the activity is time appropriate. If a teacher does not implement activities in their classroom, it is quite possible that the students are going to get restless and quit listening. That is why it is a very good idea to have short activities throughout the day. Another important aspect is that the activities are enjoyable, varied, age-related, developmentally appropriate, and the space needed is available. Teachers can also help with recess or teaching a class dance. An example of a class dance that could be implemented is doing the cha-cha slide. The students would have to learn the dance by doing it over and over again throughout the year. So this would be an example of a dance that the children would enjoy and learn by either watching the teacher or a video.
Activities can be broken down into 3 different categories: aerobic, bone strengthening, and muscle strengthening. Aerobic activities are composed of 3 categories: playground games, recreational activities, and organized games. Examples of playground games include foursquare, tag, and jump rope. An example of a recreational activity includes bicycle riding. Examples of organized games include baseball and softball, soccer, and basketball. All of these activities are aerobic through working children's hearts and lungs by having them breathe hard and encouraging high circulation. Bone strengthening activities can be broken down into 3 subcategories: playground games, organized games, and other activities. Examples of playground games include hopscotch and jump rope. Examples of bone strengthening organized games include basketball and volleyball, where children are jumping up and down, in turn strengthening their bones. Other bone strengthening activities include running and gymnastics. These activities are all high impact, where bones are strengthened through use and impact. Muscle strengthening activities can be broken down into two different subcategories: recreational activities and other activities. Examples of recreational activities include tug-of-war, rope and tree climbing, monkey bars, or other playground activities. Examples of other activities include gymnastics, carrying PE equipment, and sit-ups or push-ups. All of these activities encourage muscle building. Specific muscle building activities, such as weightlifting and push-ups and sit-ups, should be limited as children's muscles are still developing and growing, and strenuous muscle building activity can lead to temporary and permanent damage of muscles. Teachers should utilize a physical activity break in their classrooms. A simple transitional physical activity break can refocus the brain, energize lethargic children, excite and encourage high-energy children, refocus the body from sitting, and be used to open or close a lesson with an active review.
Major cause for concern for the physical activity program is the lack of funding to support it. Administrators fear that an adequate program cannot be constructed without proper funding to back it. Key stakeholders in the school can look into federal grants and programs that will provide money to support physical activities in the school. A lot of these programs go unnoticed among schools because many schools neglect the importance of physical activity in their students. These grants and programs can be a major support system for the program. The school can also hold fundraisers for donations from parents and other community members to help support the program. Most communities recognize that physical activity in their students is an important factor in building a healthy lifestyle. Getting donations from the community can be a valuable asset to the program. Local resources should also be made available to the students. Most communities have free parks and playgrounds that students can utilize to their advantage. If the school can make notice of these free resources, it can cut down on the cost to help make the program successful. Concern administrators have is a lack of support from key stakeholders such as parents. There are many different ways to engage parents' interest in this program. For example, host a family night or Saturday night event that focuses on physical activity and health for all ages. Communicate to parents through newsletters, websites, and emails about physical activity opportunities in the school and community. Also, engage students in motivating family members to be more physically active and menu conscious. Lastly, highlight successful program initiatives to the parents. The last concern administrators fear is that students will lack interest or the initiative to take part in the school physical activity program. There are a number of different ways that teachers can help keep students motivated for participation. Teachers can use a share time method that lets students discuss the different physical activities they have participated in over the week. Teachers can also have their students keep a daily physical activity log. This can help students log the amount of time they spend doing physical activities and engaged in the program. Home fun activities can be assigned that encourage students to engage in physical activities outside the classroom. Students should also be allowed to help develop a plan for the program. This gives students a chance to help identify problems and create solutions that are geared towards their physical needs. This also provides them part ownership to the program that will keep them involved. Different activities such as recess, lunch tournaments, and different intramurals can help also stem student participation. These are just a few of the solutions that can spark student interest in the program.